Hi, it's Jim Dodson, the Florida Bike Guy. So there are three reasons why we really shouldn't hug the curb when we're on our bikes. I know the Florida law basically says we're to ride as far to the right as practicable, but there's some reasons why you don't do that literally. Most of the roads in Florida are what we call a substandard road. So the law in Florida provides that if you're riding on a substandard road, which is measured at 14 feet or less, and most roads are substandard, let's face it, you're not required to hug the right line lane or stay on the right curb. You can actually, what we call, take the lane. And what does that really mean to you, and why should you do it? I think that a lot of people, especially inexperienced riders, feel more comfortable further to the right, particularly when you get on roads that tend to look or sound or feel busier than quiet residential streets. But there's some reasons why being further to the right may not always be the safest alternative, and many times, quite frankly, is not the safest alternative. The first is that when you ride off the curb, and a lot of people have different opinions about where you should ride. Some people want to ride in the right tire lane. Some people want to ride in the left tire lane. Quite frankly, Cycling Savvy, SAVVY in Orlando, statewide, nationwide actually, cycling education and information organization, they actually recommend that we ride in the left wheel line, okay, which is just off the center line. Some people feel better riding in the right wheel lane, which is 4 or 5 feet off the curb. The reason why you want to make the choice of riding one place or the other is this. It makes the car recognize, well, first off, it makes you more noticeable. When you're further off the curb, you're particularly more in the place where the driver is looking, whether you're approaching a driver who's turning out from a side street or whether you're being seen by a driver coming up from behind you. So putting yourself in the lane, taking the lane on a substandard road, puts you in a position where you're seen more readily, particularly if you do what I do and wear brightly colored neon clothing, helmet, all that. Second thing is, the driver recognizes that they cannot squeeze by. The big danger of riding to the right is a driver thinking that they can squeeze by, that they can squeeze between you and the oncoming car lane, rather than hold back and wait for 10, 15, 20 seconds. God forbid they would have to delay their, getting to the destination by 10 seconds. And the third thing is, when you ride in the right or particularly in the left tire lane, they're going to make that decision much more quickly because you're really out there, and they recognize coming up from behind you that they can't pass, and they have to commit to changing lanes and going around you. And the further you ride off the curb towards the center, the sooner they make that recognition, and it makes them get out of their lane around you more quickly. What you don't want, if you're on the right side, drivers approaching from the rear, for some reason, they don't realize until they get right up on you, oh my God, I don't have room to pass, but they're sort of committed. And then that's when they go to the soft target, and you're the soft target. They don't want to get hit by the car coming in the opposite direction. So I see this happening a lot, even with experienced cyclists. It's a reminder to us all, take the lane when you have the opportunity, even in traffic. It actually is much safer. And I'd urge you to go to the Cycling Savvy website. They have a great video on this. I think it'll help reassure people who have some qualms about doing it. Our goal is to keep you safe. I'm Jim Dodson, the Florida Bike Guy. Enjoy.